There's more! It was awful! I'm back! CGI shit!
I rest my case.
It was fucking horrible!
Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to an opening night. This one is a little interesting. Again, I'm a little late on this one because it's taking me a while. I was binging this while I work on the finale to the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park Legacy reviews with Jurassic World Dominion, and I know you guys are waiting for this. We're almost done. The light's at the end of the tunnel, and I might actually, at the end of this video, put out a little something for you guys. But we're not here to do that right now. We are here to talk about the latest season of the animated Jurassic Park series with Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 2. Now, I had, when I was making, for those who don't know, my Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous review as part of the Legacy this year, I was also binging the series as I was writing the script, as I was making the videos, and just to give you a recap, I actually didn't mind Camp Cretaceous. I thought it was a very fun show. I thought the ending, I thought like halfway through it did get a little ridiculous, like a lot of people pointed out, with the robots and shit, but once you got to the dino action, it's pretty fucking cool. It's a nice extension of the franchise, of the lore, explains things in between films. And then I did, at the very tail end of it, doing the Camp Cretaceous review, got a chance to watch Chaos Theory Season 1, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought out of all the animated stuff, like, that was the best season so far. As a continuation of Camp Cretaceous, that one stuck the landing. That one pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable for a kid's show. It sees the characters as adults, and now in more adult situations. It reminded me a lot of the best way I could describe Chaos Theory as a whole, it's kind of like It Chapter 2, where the first season's about them as kids, this one's about them as adults, and them making adult decisions, and still staking together as part of that group that has to come back and do more missions to help these dinosaurs. So, last we left off with Season 1, this will mildly contain spoilers. We found out, we are supposed that Brooklyn is dead. Namely because they were trying to recast her, because Jenna Ortega, who voiced her in the original series, got super popular, so they couldn't get her back. But on top of that, we have it where Darius and all of them are reunited because there are the Atrociraptors from Dominion that are trying to kill them. And it's part of this whole conspiracy plot. It deals with conspiracies, it deals with the events after Camp Cretaceous, but also right after Fallen Kingdom, where the dinosaurs are all on the loose. Now, what I love about this show is that it actually is the gap between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, which I really, really like. But the first season ended of Chaos Theory with them defeating another set of bad guys. The Atrociraptors are introduced with a really creepy villain. And then it ends with them getting on a ship to God knows where. Now we're at Season 2, and what is the plot of Season 2? So, our characters are literally on the ship, and they get through a storm, and there's some new predatory dinosaurs that are causing a problem. But then it turns out, it's kind of like Madagascar, where, they kind of, I mean, they don't end up in Madagascar per se, but it's more like Madagascar 2. They get stuck in Africa. They're in Africa. And because it's now a dinosaur epidemic that's all over the world, dinosaurs are in the equator. And it's a cool concept. I actually kind of like that idea. It's rare that we ever see a dinosaur project ever take place in Africa. So it is kind of cool. And I love African culture. I love the continent. I love the wildlife. That shit slaps. So to see dinosaurs in there, that's just an extra mile there. So in doing so, they have to figure out what's going on. And also Ben is trying to figure out what's going on with Brooklyn because he finds out she survived. And she may not be the same Brooklyn we know. And on top of that, she's a little bit disarmed, I guess you could say. but we see her conflicting between joining up with the Nublar 6 or going her own path. On top of that, they pick up a new character. That's this little girl is part of this African village who is going to help them because some of the bad guys have taken her dinosaurs and they all have to work together. And obviously chaos ensues with dinosaurs all over Africa. And yeah. So what do I think of this season compared to season 1? It's still good. It's still consistently good with the drama, with the characters. But I will admit, halfway through it, like, the middle of it is a little slow, a little padded, a little bit of place filler, but it does stick the landing by the end of it. Now, the first half of it, where it's mostly them on the boat, them trying to figure out what's going on, is great tensity, great stuff, a lot of horror attributes in this one, a lot more horror inspired, more from the Crichton novel in this season. And we're really exploring that, like, about the first half, like, the first third of it is all that. The second third is a little padded, a little boring, but there's some sprinkles of great in between. There's a lot of solo episodes focusing on one character, and that character is Brooklyn. And we get to see what happened to her, her full backstory, and it's really interesting, actually, all the connections to everybody. And then the third half is where it gets good again. So it's just that middle ground I have a little bit of a problem with, is that it's just a little too slow and a little too padded. A lot on this African river, but there is some stuff in between that I like. For example, we see dinosaurs mainly fighting not just other dinosaurs, but other animals, including hungry hippos. So we see dinosaurs versus hippos. That's awesome. More African animals. Like, I want to see Atrociraptors versus lions. Let's do that. Maybe the next season, because they're technically still stuck in Africa by the end of it. Spoilers. But that was pretty cool to see that, all that happening. It takes a lot. I've noticed this not only takes a lot from Crichton's writing, obviously, it takes a lot from his other works, including Congo. A lot of Congo I felt in this season, which was really neat. I really liked that. I was expecting Tim Curry to be like, no, the dinosaurs are here! Would have been awesome. But anyway, so that part was cool. And also, I will say, this is kind of the first Jurassic thing I've seen where we don't have our central dinosaurs. Granted, we do see the Brachiosaurus and I think Stegosaurus in there somewhere, but we're mostly focused on Baryonyx. There's like a few species of Baryonyx. There's the, I can't remember which dinosaurs, the Meganosaurus, I think, is a really cool predator. We have a couple of dinosaurs from the previous Camp Cretaceous series. We have Gallimimus. We have, Baryonyx is the main predatory animal in this series. We have, I think, a couple of Pteranodons, Dimorphodons, which are good. And then we also have, the Atrociraptors are much more common in this season. And what I love is, this is where I get into the big surprise of this season, which was the major saving grace of this. And I was kind of shocked that she was in this. Y'all remember the white dress Baroness lady from Dominion? That was kind of cool. That was we thought was the owner of the Atrociraptors before the weird robot lady. So she's in this, and she plays a very prominent villain role. And not only that, unlike Camp Cretaceous, where it felt like they couldn't get the original actors from the movies to voice them, they got the OG actress from Dominion to come back to play this character. And I really appreciate that. Not just the fact they got the original actress, but they also managed to make the character more interesting, because in Dominion it was like Boba Fett. It was a side character that was cool, but we don't know enough about her. This season actually did give us more of this character, what she's doing, and it's sick. She is like a homicidal artist. The Joker, Jack Nicholson's Joker, would go crazy for this girl. She is weird. She likes to paint. She literally has that look of saying, like, you know, I make art until someone dies. She has that look to her, which is crazy. And I like how psychotic she is. We see what kind of experiments she's running, what she's willing to do, and by the end of it, it is leaning closer to what's to come in Dominion. where, yes, she eventually goes to work for Biosyn, which is what's gonna lead into Season 3, which, God, I hope happens, because I'm having a really good time with this series. But to the point, she does play a much more prominent role. The question remains what happened to the original owner. We don't really get much information about that, which is kind of a shame because that villain left a really good impression and I was hoping for more, but maybe they'll save it for Season 3, which I want to know what's up with this lady. Why is she like this? Why is she mute? Why does she act like a robot? And if she ends up being like a cyborg or something, I'm like, okay, that's like what, like imagine she's like the robots that we got in Camp Cretaceous, but then it turns out they're able to do the Terminator thing, living tissue under metal endoskeleton. Like, imagine they're able to use human genetics and put it on a robot. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Hint Skynet, make it connected. You've already had Twister connected. That is real. Look it up. But to the point, I mean, I'm a little disappointed we didn't get more of that villain. But again, we were more focusing on characters like Brooklyn, who was absent from the previous season, and along with this new character and the villain from Dominion. So a lot of that's really cool, really nice that they added that detail, and so on. Now, with the character dynamics, there's a lot more drama in this one, a lot more tensity about who knows what, especially from Ben. He seems to know a lot of what's going on, and he, of course, doesn't want to upset Darius or Kenji, because, you know, he wants to make sure they're okay. There's a great episode with, what's her name? The one that's with, the lesbian couple. One of them gets stranded and has to be on her own, and it's a really cool episode where we see some of the survival skills she's got. But that was really cool to see. But all the stuff with Brooklyn and stuff is fantastic. And I also do like the representation of characters who don't have limbs. Like, you know, they're like, so basically Brooklyn lost her arm. And we see, much like they've done with Camp Cretaceous, with Chaos Theories, that we see a lot more morals and lessons and stuff in regards to challenges that some characters have. And in this one, obviously we had a survivor's guilt and like, you know, dealing with PTSD and stuff in the previous seasons. This one we deal with things like, how does somebody come back after losing a limb, which can be a very big struggle. And this show, actually, this season did something really cool with it. It was very, you know, you know, try to get past it, try to make it your own, don't let it defy who you are. And that was a good lesson, especially in something, again, aimed at kids. Even though this is much more of a, you know, preteen show. This is something that, like, kids who, like, little kids who grew up with Camp Cretaceous, they've now grown up and now they can enjoy Chaos Theory. So that was also cool that they continue adding mature adult themes that kids can understand and they can learn something from. So it's something I really like with this show. Kids shows, when they do that, are pretty fucking awesome. So overall, let's just get down to the point. This is sort of, again, my quick run through of season 2, because I did technically cover season 1 in my Camp Cretaceous review, which you should check out. And, you know, I overall liked the first season. This one I did like. I do want to see where it goes. The ending, actually, very Casablanca. That classic Casablanca plane ending is in here, and some gorgeous visuals for it, gorgeous sunset shots at the end, golden hour, and it ends where we are teasing Biosyn, the return of Louis Doxon, who was in Camp Cretaceous. So I want another season. I want season 3. I really want to see what happens next. I'm engaged in the plot, but I will admit this season, not as good as the first one. Middle ground's a little bit lagging and a little bit boring and repetitive with the same Camp Cretaceous formula, but again, like, I feel like they just need to pad it out because they want to take their time with this. And it's going to be interesting if they're going to tie any of this to Rebirth that's coming out next year. So who knows? If this show's able to fill in the gaps that well, I'm curious how they're going to handle this. So I'm going to give this season, I think for me the first season's a good, like, 8 out of 10. Like, whereas Camp Cretaceous was mostly a 5 or a 7. The first season was 8 out of 10. This is downing it to a 7. A 7.5, but because I still liked it, but I do feel like that middle ground is where it kind of slugged a little bit, which is okay, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But let me know from you guys, the Jurassic fans, what are your thoughts on Chaos Theory Season 2? Let me know in the comment section below. Really appreciate hearing from you guys, what you guys think. Do you want a Season 3? Let me know. And don't forget, guys, support my Patreon. We've actually been going up in subscriber counts lately. It's been amazing, especially given the fact that, honestly, copyright has been really bad with YouTube lately for us. Like, Universal has been coming at us. Warner Brothers has been attacking us. Like, this has been a pretty depressing month when it comes to videos because we're not making any money. So any contributions on Patreon are definitely appreciated. Give this a like. Share this with your friends. Tune in soon for Jurassic World Dominion, my overall new thoughts, the latest review. But with that being said, I feel like because you guys have been so patient with this, because you wanted to know my thoughts on Season 2 Chaos Theory for a while, I can't help but leave you guys off with a little clip of the Dominion review. So I'm going to roll it right now to end this episode. But until the next video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off, and I will see you guys with Jurassic World Dominion coming very soon. We'll have a new trailer. But until then, check out Chaos Theory. Please make Season 3. Really excited. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Roll the clip. Shit, dead end. Signal's down. Roger, I'm too far below for reception. Do you copy? Is that an Autonomous Rex? I thought these things died on nuclear. Looks like they're still baking these damn things without anyone knowing. Go figure, given their other experiments.
Jack, do you copy?
Roger, stop!
I'll try and reset your coordinates to get you out of there.
I gotta regroup with the others.